Hey guys, so this is going to be a video response to MinistryMan's most recent video, Argument Ad Populum, which is actually a response by him to his own video, or a specific section of his own video that he made in the past, um, wherein he said something that a lot of people took or was an ad populum fallacy. Now, I've already responded to that video, and I responded to that specific part in the video, and that is the second video in my upload bar. Now, it's a little bit of a long video, and I don't want anyone to waste, um, you know, 10 minutes of their life trying to find where I responded to it. So it's specifically at about 3 minutes and 45 seconds to 5 minutes and 40 seconds or so. And that's basically my response to that, and why it was an ad populum fallacy. Now, he's made a new video today to clear that up and kind of show that it wasn't an ad populum fallacy. And in this new video, he makes a new example which doesn't work at all. And there are kind of two variants of his example. There's one that there's two ways he could be trying to explain his example, and both don't work. But his example was to show why his clip in the previous video, why there was nothing wrong with it. This example was that, say you write a paper, and you give this paper to one of your friends, and they say, I think this part in the paper is wrong. Okay, that's analogous to his previous example with one person saying that there's a unicorn behind you, and you just write it off. So if one person said that this part in your paper was wrong, you probably just say whatever. But then he goes on to say that what if 10 people say that this part in the paper is wrong, or it should be written in a different way. And so the problem with this is, the reason why this doesn't work is because we have something called the English language. Okay, so we can tell whether or not something should be written differently. Now, this is the first variant of this new example. So on his video, I gave the example that in the English language, when you're trying to express someone else's possession of an object, you use your, Y-O-U-R, not your, Y-O-U-R-E. So that's an objective, demonstrable fact in the English language. There's no way around that. So if in that paper you made that mistake and you spelled it Y-O-U-R-E, then you're wrong, period. And it wouldn't take 10 people to show that. It would just take someone with half a brain to, you know, tell you to go back to your English class. So that's an objective way to demonstrate something. The English language is objective. You don't get to decide whether or not you should use Y-O-U-R or Y-O-U-R-E. There's no choice here. And so the problem here is that this example and his previous example are obviously trying to hint at, well, there's a lot of people that believe in God, or believe in my God, so, you should probably change your perception. And this doesn't work because your God isn't objectively demonstrable. It's not a fact. It doesn't have evidence for it. It's not anywhere near the same thing as as the English language. And so after pointing this out to him, what he told me then was that he never said necessarily that there was a grammatical mistake, such as my response example. And he said these 10 people kind of said that they preferred it to be written a different way, which I'm struggling to come up with a sentence that can necessarily Well, I guess there are some, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. A sense that you could write in different ways and based on preference. Um, but to say that, uh, as far as God goes, is would that example the best that can get you is to say that well, my God doesn't really exist. I just happen to prefer my God over. I happen to prefer the Christian God over Vishnu, who also doesn't exist, and the Hindu who believes or believes or prefers Vishnu also knows that Vishnu doesn't exist, and it's just what he prefers. So either way, this example doesn't work. In either way, what he's doing is still an ad populum fallacy, period. You're using majority opinion to establish something that has not had any evidence to support it, period. Uh, this example doesn't get you any farther. On both of the variants I explained, they both don't work. So yeah, in short, it is still an ad populum fallacy. You're still making an ad populum fallacy. So anyway, have a good night, guys.